What's up, YouTube? I'm Brian, and today I'm going to a Comic-Con. I'm at PopCon Louisville, walking the vendor floor looking for anything and everything Batman the Animated Series. But there's a catch. I've given myself a very strict budget that I acquired completely out of my control. Using this Plinko board, whatever number this lands on, I'm going to be adding a 0 to it, and that's my budget for the day. Okay, $30, that's the budget. It's time to go! For those who don't know, I'm obsessed with collecting anything from Batman the Animated Series. I tend to lean more toward the vintage stuff, and I've been on the hunt for this super niche of mine for years now. You can pretty much expect me to keep an eye out for anything BTAS on every trip I go on. But of course, there's so much more I love. Here are just a few things I stumbled on. This booth was full of great stitchings, a ton of awesome keychains, including some for horror, and I never knew I needed these snack ones. But of course, the winner was this Blockbuster bag. Artist Alley was huge, but mostly stuff I don't love, but I love seeing this crochet plush from Coraline, and this sandworm is wonderful. They have a Patreon, and the Coraline plush apparently is the best seller. Makes sense to me. Speaking of way too much, I counted 7 separate 3D printing tables, but only 2 stopped me in my tracks. I love pop culture, so anything printed that I recognize draws me in. I also love horror, so obviously this Michael Myers piece at this booth is amazing. And of course, these ghosts stuck out to me at another booth, but check this out. Not only does the ghost have legs, let me show you why it freaked me out so much. I basically have this as a tattoo. Absolutely insane to come across. If you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, it's pretty clear I love Funko Pops. Now, lately I have slowed down a bit and even downsized, but that doesn't mean when a new one comes out, I can't have my eye on it, which at this show was definitely the new Art the Clown releases, because, you know, the bots bought them all up. 30 at this booth, 25 at this one, a good reminder to walk around before spontaneously buying. But I forgot, I actually want the one with sunglasses, so when I turned it over, looked at the back and was reminded of that, unfortunately this booth lost some money from me. Now, the reason we're all here, Batman, 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 and like I said, with a main focus on Batman the Animated Series. At this point, I'm going to run into things I've seen before, or simply Batman items not related to the cartoon. By the way, Batman Beyond is BTAS adjacent, so it's allowed, just not for that price. I found a ton of McDonald's toys. I have all of these out of the package, but maybe down the road I'll try and find them all in package, but hopefully cheaper than $8 each. That's insane. But I was very happy to find some things I didn't know existed, starting with this booth that seemed very Harley focused. Fun fact, I actually just bought this Harley from Mondo. This one is signed, except in the original animated series, Tara Strong did not voice Harley, so to me, this collectible is kind of a dud. This shelf of statues were great, the price is not so much, despite being very tempted to pick up that duo set. Still very cool to see, and a reminder that I might not be able to collect everything, even when I niche down to a specific show. At this booth, I found some lunch boxes. I actually have the one on top, including the thermos, but I've never seen the Batman and Robin one. Unfortunately, even if it was cheaper than $35, the condition was not worth taking it home. But I did finally see something that fit the budget, a Batmobile Hot Wheel with a great spread of the logo. And then I looked down and found more, a set from 2018. There was also one in purple, so random. Very cool to see though. But I like the first one more because even at a distance, you can tell this fits in my collection. For $8, it's a good start. And I can't spend my whole budget right here. I have to keep looking, and keep looking I did until I found something I had never seen before. This is clearly the animated Batman I love, despite missing any logo, but not only is it from 1999, so it fits the vintage vibe, it was from the Warner Brothers Studios store. And for $20, it fits perfectly for my budget. Let's get a closer look. Now, as you can see behind me, big fan of Batman, especially, of course, the Batman animated series, which is why this is the one that I landed on picking despite there being others, because from a distance, you can still totally tell that this logo belongs back there. I love it. And then there's the alarm clock. Now, this is from '99, so technically, yes, it is vintage. And because the packaging is super plain, you don't even see the animated series logo, I'm taking this thing out of the box. I'm gonna plug this in, maybe it lights up. Oh, this is as far as I can get it to reach, but you can see the, you can see the second hand is the bat symbol. So getting to change the time is near impossible. There's a couple of knobs in the back. They're very finicky when it comes to trying to change the time. I feel like I'm gonna break it every time I turn it, but the second hand does work, and it's the bat symbol moving around, and that's amazing to me. Am I going to keep it plugged in? I don't know, but this is very, very cool. A piece that I have never seen. Perfect for the Batman animated section. Oh, by the way, surprise, at the same time I was making a TikTok with another budget challenge. I actually showed off 2 of these in the video already, but let's get a closer look. My daughter loves Eevee. This was $10. It fit the budget perfectly. It was a no-brainer. I had to pick this up for her. Not only can you build Eevee, you get to build a 3D Pokeball as well. So honestly, for $10, sold. This was absolutely nuts to me. Not only am I drawn to the White Sheet Ghost, of course, the moment that I lifted it and there was legs and it fit the exact art of my tattoo, that was nuts. For $5, I had to pick it up. He also glows in the dark, which I really, really love. Something that I noticed is that you can actually sit him on a flat surface like that, and his legs hang out. I love little knickknacks that I can just place wherever I want because it's so tiny, yet this one means a ton to me. And if anyone ever comes over and they go to lift it up and the legs pop out, what a great surprise. This though, this was the thing I actually spent the most money on. It was $25. Halloween is one of my favorite horror films. When it comes to all of the slashers, I love Michael the best, even though I do love a lot of those guys. But this is actually the only slasher that they had 3D printed. I love the 3D printed knife with blood splatter. That's insane to me. And yeah, this is amazing. It can't really be posed. It kind of just stays. I imagine, yeah, looks like I could have him sit on a ledge, but I like the idea of putting kind of 2 nails in his arm sockets there, so he just kind of hangs there. Way too many 3D printing booths, by the way. Just, it's absurd. But when something stands out, obviously I'm going to be drawn to it, and no one was doing something like this. So that's a huge win to me. Obviously, I picked it up and I love it. Between both videos though, all of that was $70. I spent $15 on the ticket because it was 50% off, and $7 to park. So like a 4 to 5 hour day at a Comic-Con, looking at everything I love, and it cost me under $100. To me, that's a big win. Everything I picked up fits perfectly in the niches that I love. This was a great trip. And that's it for today. And by the way, long-form video content is back. It feels great that I'm pursuing this more, and I would love if you subscribed and hit the notifications because we have some really fun things in store for the rest of this year. And as always, thank you for being here. I've been Brian, and remember, collect the things you love, even if you have to put yourself on a budget. I'll see you next time. Bye!